Greetings, everybody. I'm just coming on here very quickly, and I feel like I start that at every one of my videos, but I'm only coming on here very quickly. I'm about to actually film my Everybody's a Sagittarius, including you video, since we are all officially in Sagittarius season. And I figured since the camera was already out, let me come on and actually do a quick video about something that I was going to share to my private email list, which is all about gratitude. And it's so fitting because so many of us are preparing for Thanksgiving, or just gathering with family, whether you celebrate that the holiday or not. A lot of people during this time are preparing to spend time with family or eat or just gather. And even if you're not celebrating Thanksgiving, you are thinking about, or it's at least in your face, about thanks and gratitude and, being appreciative. And so, I was thinking about this last night and thinking about some things in my own life and how gratitude literally can create miracles. And gratitude is so much bigger than the celebration of Thanksgiving. Giving thanks is bigger than Thanksgiving. But this time of year, we are actually experiencing what I call intentional gratitude, intentional thanks. Meaning, a lot of us who, let's just say you are naturally someone who is grateful, someone who's thankful and appreciative. It's something about this time of year that we are more intentional about being thankful. We are more intentional about our gratitude. Hey, and about expressing gratitude. So this time of year is what I call intentional. I call it the season of intentional thanks, but it's also the season of intentional want, meaning as soon as we come out of Thanksgiving, if you have, especially if you have children, it's all about, exactly. It's all about, what do I want, right? So if you have children, particularly young children, they're writing their Christmas list or their Kwanzaa list, whatever. They're writing what they want from you, their grandparents, or whatever. So we are moving straight from intentional thanks to intentional want. And those two things actually go hand in hand. Gratitude and then receiving what you want go hand in hand. And I was really making that connection last night. I was thinking about some things in my own life and what I'm grateful for, but also what I would like to see manifest into my life. And I was thinking about the times when I was most grateful was the times that the biggest manifestations and the biggest changes and the biggest wants came into my life. And I made that parallel that when we are intentionally grateful, we are also intentionally receiving the things that we want. And so, as promised, I already told you I'm not going to be on here long because I'm about to film my Sagittarius video. But I have a couple of quick notes. I'm going to look down here because I have three things that we all must do in order to really use our gratitude to create the miracles that we want. And this is especially for those of you who 2019 was a rough year. Not only are we just now coming out of a Mercury retrograde period where so many people experienced a lot of challenges just over the past 30 days. But even beyond that, this year, 2019, has been challenging for so many people. Peace. So many people have experienced either death, trauma, losing loved ones, mishaps and mistakes. And if you watched any of my past videos, I said that 2019 was going to be that year that really set us up for our blessings in 2020. And those of you, please y'all go back and watch my reading of the year that I did in January of 2019. There's a reading of the year. I'm wearing a white shirt and it's on my YouTube channel. And I did a reading of the year and I said in there, those of us who can get through the challenges and obstacles of 2019 will be the ones who at the end of the year will be so blessed and be positioned for our blessings. And I'm really seeing that coming to pass now when those times happen, because 2019 is one of those easy manifestation years, meaning what you say and what you do will manifest very quickly. And for those of you who are used to blaming other people or used to pointing the finger, or are used to wanting someone else or feeling that somebody else should take full responsibility for you, this really isn't the year for that, because you'll have to eat your own words. You'll have to, pay the price for your own actions. But that's, that's on the good side and the not so good side, So this is one of those years where, if you are responsible for your own actions, if you're responsible for your own state of being, if you're responsible in that way, you will actually see the benefits of that. This year, 2019, the people that you'll see succeed in the end, however they define success, because success is always subjective to the person, but the people that you will see emotionally fulfilled by December 2019 are those who had the courage to step forward and go for what they want and not settle for what they don't want. And those who were open and honest to say, no, I don't like that. What I like is this. So a lot of people have experienced very challenging, very hurtful, heartfelt challenges in 2019. And it really got me to thinking about this intentional giving, this intentional gratitude being coupled with your intentional receiving. So when we are intentional about our gratitude, which Thanksgiving time usually causes us to be intentionally thinking about what we're thankful for, and then Christmas comes and has us intentionally thinking about the things that we want, we can actually expand that concept over our entire lives. And when we are intentionally grateful, when that's our lifestyle, when we live a lifestyle of intentional gratitude, we can experience a lifestyle of intentional miracles and blessings coming into our lives. So 3 things that we all must do right now. The first one is to be grateful for the lessons learned, because they set us up for advancement. Again, 2019 has been very challenging for a lot of people, and even for people who it wasn't traumatically challenging. Life in general comes with hurdles, right? And so when we are grateful for the lessons learned, when we are grateful for even the mistakes that we made, and we don't see them as mistakes, we actually say, okay, this is what I learned from this. When you're grateful for those obstacles, then you can get the lesson out of them. So you pull the lesson from the obstacle, and then you turn those obstacles into your opportunities. Y'all know I've been saying that for the past 30 days. Turn your obstacles into your opportunities. So when you're grateful for your obstacles, when you're grateful for, the lessons of life that happen to all of us, instead of being upset about them, then you can transform those lessons, those obstacles, into your opportunities, and then they set you up for your blessings. So that's number 1, is to be grateful for the lessons learned. Actually learn them, and that's how you advance. Number 2, be grateful for what you have, because it prepares you for where you're going, for what you want, right? So sometimes when we hear this, we think that means, well, I have to be grateful for how I'm struggling, or I got to be grateful for, the little pennies, you know what I mean? And we think that means just accepting the lower standard. It's not necessarily about accepting it, but it's about being grateful that what you do have, you have, right? Being grateful for, for example, right now, I'm filming on my phone. At some point, I do want a camera, like an official, a nicer camera, right? Now, if I'm sitting here in order to film the best videos, I ain't even gonna film no videos, so I get the top of the line. Come on now, you know what I mean? Do what you can with what you have, and be grateful for what you have, because what you have is what sets you up for the thing that you say that you want. But if you're always complaining about what you have, and even your physical body, right? So sometimes we we look at our bodies and we say, I need to lose a little bit here, or I need to tone up, or I don't have the strength I used to have. And we complain about our bodies instead of appreciating our bodies. And if you watch my video, I think I did a live video last Friday where I talked about self-love tactics. And I said, looking at your physical body and appreciating every part of it, every part that looks good in every so-called flaw, right? Because when you're thankful and you're grateful for those aspects of yourself, that's right, sis. When you're thankful and grateful for, all parts of you and everything that you have right now, then that's when you get the come up. You know what I mean? When you're grateful for, the level that you have, then that's when the next level comes to you. All right. And so then the third thing that we must do is to be grateful in our present circumstances, what kind of ties into number 2. But being grateful in our present circumstances, because it's that feeling of gratitude in the present that opens the way for your better to come to you. And I shared this story in last year. I had this class called Resolution Power, and I'm going to create Resolution Power 2020 in a couple of weeks. But in Resolution Power last year, it's all about setting proper New Year's resolutions and what a resolution really is, being resolute in your mind, right? And so look for that class. That will be coming out very soon. But last year when I filmed the first Resolution Power, I talked about this story, a story from my own life where, there was a particular time where I really hated a job that I was working, and I wanted to do something different, but I didn't know what that something different was. And I go to, I'm gonna tell it really quickly. So I go to, I had a gift certificate to this spa, and somebody gave me a gift certificate to a spa. And I knew I wanted, at that time in my life, I wanted to do something that helped to heal people and their physical bodies or make them look better. I just didn't know how to define that at that time. And so somebody happened to give me a gift certificate to a spa, and I go into the spa and I'm like, oh my God, this is what I want to do. I didn't know anything about aesthetics license, cosmetology. Like, I didn't know none of that. All I knew was that was what I wanted to do. And I was so grateful for the clarity of finally figuring out what I wanted to do at that time, that for like weeks after that, maybe 4 or 5 weeks after that, I would go to the job I hated as though it was the job I wanted. Literally, like I would just be happy waking up, going to work, and at the job that I hated, one day I was working the cash register, and this lady came through my line. And when she came to pay, she handed me her credit card, and it had the name of that spa on it. And I was like, oh my gosh, I went to your spa. And when I went to your spa, it really helped me to know what I wanted to do with my life and blah, blah, blah. And she was like, well, I'm looking for someone to train. So what are you doing next week? And it was through that, she trained me, and then the way was open for me to get an aesthetics license and to be licensed in my state to work in salons and spas and things like that. But I didn't know, I would have never been able to figure out the path on my own. But it was through my gratitude in that moment, even while working at a job that I hated, that the doors opened for me to do what I love. So those are the 3 things that we all need to do right now while we are experiencing intentional gratitude. Because intentional gratitude is what opens the doorway for intentional miracles and blessings to come into your life. So that's it for my live. Y'all, I got to get ready to go because I need to film my Everybody's a Sagittarius video, and this might be the best time for me to do it. So I'm going to go ahead and do it now. But before I go, I'm going to put down in the comment section the link to my Black Friday specials. I have two amazing Black Friday specials going on right now. Actually, one of them is my Magic of Self-Love bundle. You can get an autographed copy of my book, The Magic of Self-Love, a digital copy of the companion workbook, and a 17-minute audio, inspirational audio about self-love and why I wrote the book. And, I share some things in there that could be very helpful to you. So that's my Black Friday bundle number 1. My Black Friday bundle number 2 is my intuitive readings bundle. And that comes with a 1-card energy reading where I pull 1 card and just tell you what you need to know right now. And then it also comes with a mini 2020 year ahead reading. So I basically tell you what you need to leave behind in 2019, what you need to do right now to prepare for 2020, and kind of what the energy of 2020 looks like for you coming forward. So as soon as I get off of here, I'm gonna put that down in the comment section, and then you can look at those, check those out, and purchase what's best. Purchase one that's for you, or both of them. Why not get both? I'm just saying. So anyway, and those sales end on Monday, December 2nd. So you want to make sure you do that now. So that's it for today's live. Thank you everybody for tuning in live and for tuning in for the replay. All right, until we speak again, I'm wishing you all so much peace and love. Thanks for watching.